Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. So if you would like to channel a more specific message from the reading today, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so I'm going to start today by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck. And of course, you are a co-creator here along with me in channeling these messages. So if you have any personal intentions that you'd like to set for the reading, you can do so either by writing them in the comments, by speaking them out loud, writing them down, or thinking them to yourself. Okay, so what can I channel for the beautiful souls tuned into today's reading? So the first message that's coming through is something about subconscious reprogramming. Now, we talk about the subconscious a lot on this channel because research shows that our subconscious actually controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So I feel that for the person I'm tuned into here, you are discovering or utilizing tools that help you access and shift what's happening within your own subconscious mind. This also could be a sign for someone to start doing that if you've been considering it and feeling guided to it, because the subconscious mind really is this powerful doorway to manifesting our desires. And there are many different ways that we can effectively access the subconscious mind. Of course, you guys know that I personally dominantly use subliminals to reprogram my own subconscious. And if you're interested in those, I do share my subliminals on my app, Sound and Soulful, which is in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. But this isn't the only way to reprogram your subconscious mind. You can research so many different techniques. One also very powerful tool is something known as EFT. Some people just simply refer to it as tapping, but this is when you physically will tap on certain points, especially on your face and chest area, while repeating certain affirmations or things to yourself. Personally, when I've used this, I like to do this while looking in a mirror. So this is another powerful technique that you could explore. Another way to reprogram your subconscious is impressing it while you are sleeping. Neville Goddard is quoted by saying that sleep and prayer are the two doorways to the subconscious. So prayer being those times when our conscious mind is completely relaxed. So this would be akin to a meditative state where we are almost just floating, losing track of time and space in the physical world. And therefore, our conscious mind is really lifting its kind of imposition over our energy, which allows us to more deeply access the subconscious. So another powerful way to reprogram your subconscious mind would be utilizing either a meditative state or utilizing your sleep time. Sleep is a time where the subconscious really comes out to play, where it's really reigning dominant. So if as you fall asleep, you give instructions to your subconscious mind or dwell on something, you will find that you can manifest very powerfully and shift your energy overnight while you are sleeping. And again, these are all tools that you can personally look into if any of these have connected with you in some kind of a meaningful way. I didn't really expect to get into this in this particular video, but I'm just feeling as though subconscious reprogramming is something that someone's either looked into, felt guided to, or is seeing some powerful results from. And for some reason, I heard it's not love, it's trauma. So this won't be for everyone. This is for a very small group of people, but I might be speaking to a group of people here who suffered some kind of heartbreak or pain from a romantic situation in the past. And you may have felt stuck on this person's heaviness or on that kind of heavy dynamic, even though it wasn't bringing you happiness or joy. And I'm getting that if this is the case for you, the reason we've been talking about the subconscious is because there might actually be subconscious traumas or blockages that are keeping you connected energetically to that particular person, even though mentally and consciously you've really moved forward. So if you've been feeling almost like a sense of being stuck on someone, or maybe it's not a person, maybe it's some kind of fear or pattern or something that seems to just keep coming up. And my guides are saying, especially pay attention to the things that come up for you completely out of the blue when you are otherwise feeling really happy, really positive. And then it's like all of the sudden some person from your past or a situation or a feeling or a fear comes into your mind. That can actually be an indication that that thing is connecting with a blockage or a trauma subconsciously. And that's why it seems to just kind of come out of the blue, if that makes sense. I'm also getting a message around defining a vision and visualizing it into being. So there's this really potent energy in the air right now where you might be feeling called to define some kind of goal, dream, or vision for yourself. And know that your visualization, applying your third eye, so to speak, to visualize into the not even imagined future, but actually the timeline potential that you are intuitively sensing and energetically aligning with through your visualization. Doing this will actually bring really powerful results at this time. So this might be a direction you've been guided to go in. Now, I'm being asked to speak a little bit more about these subconscious blockages and traumas that you might be dealing with. And so with the solar plexus chakra in the reverse position, this is going to be very specific, but there might be someone I'm speaking to here who has suffered some kind of trauma or inner child wounding or a dynamic in the past in their life that's affected their solar plexus energy. So their sense of confidence, their sense of self-worth. I'm hearing being able to confidently make decisions for themselves and take action from that space of internal guidance without needing validation from others. Whoever this is, this might be a specific energetic wound that you are being guided to clear through subconscious reprogramming exercises. But I'm also getting that circumstances or events of your life recently have intentionally brought this pattern to the forefront for the purpose of healing it. So maybe you've noticed recently that you've had to make a choice to make a decision following your own internal guidance without really getting that validation that you're seeking from another person or from the people around you. And that might be a sort of training exercise from your guides, helping you to heal your solar plexus chakra energy and to build a sense of foundational confidence within yourself. I'm also seeing something about a book. So pay attention if you've felt guided to a particular book or reading material, especially if there's a certain book people keep recommending to you, or maybe it keeps popping up on your social media accounts or timeline. because there might be some kind of book that could actually be really beneficial to you. And I'm also hearing, for some reason, I'm getting don't judge a book by its cover. Maybe this is metaphoric and there's someone or something in your life that you're feeling drawn to, like that book you're feeling drawn to, but you are hesitant because there's a part of you wondering if you're really going to get value out of reading that book, whether it's a literal physical book or maybe a person that you're judging a person by their cover, but feeling drawn to them. And I don't mean judgment in a negative way. I just mean it's almost as though you're feeling drawn to someone, but then wondering, is this going to be a waste of my time? Is there really value here? And so pay attention to where you're feeling guided to, even if the cover or the surface doesn't look like it holds value, because there might be a hidden value that you're not fully seeing yet. Trust where you're being led. Trust where you're being pulled to in that very subtle but kind of gut level way, where you just feel this desire to talk with someone or to say something to someone, to get to know someone better, or to perhaps research a specific thing or read a certain book, whatever this is for you personally. I'm also getting with community reversed that this solar plexus chakra wound for whoever I'm speaking to here has affected the way that you showed up in the world. And specifically, this may have caused you to feel very isolated from other people. There was some kind of fear in the past around really being confident in yourself, putting your true self out there. And this may have put you in a state of isolation where it felt challenging to attract those who were really aligned with you. I'm also getting, and this is going to be so hyper specific, but for someone specific here, the soul group or the community that you were planted in when you incarnated and as you were growing up wasn't necessarily your aligned soul family or soul tribe. So what I mean by that is you may have dealt with many karmic people, connections, soul contracts that carried a lot of heaviness, density, and intensity, and made you question whether you would ever find your people. You may have even thought that there was something inherently wrong with you, that you were just difficult to talk to or connect with, or that other people always drained you. But what I'm hearing here is it's not that you are difficult to connect with or that other people are always draining to you. It's that you are able to transparently see right through others, even when you're trying to shut off those abilities for the sake of getting along or connecting. And this can be extremely tiring if you are connecting with inauthentic people, or if you are connecting with someone that you can sense is feeling very differently towards you or presenting very differently energetically and emotionally than they are physically or in the 3D. When you can pick up on that gap, that disconnect between how someone is speaking to you, communicating with you, the gap between that and who they actually are authentically beneath the surface, this can be extremely tiring because essentially your mind is constantly subconsciously trying to close that gap. You're working overtime, doing mental rocket science in a sense, trying to connect how this person is acting inauthentically to what they authentically are beneath the surface of those interactions. That is why authentic people who are transparent and who have pure intentions that you can sense subconsciously naturally are energy givers for you, whereas inauthentic people are naturally energy takers because it requires so much energy simply to keep up with their facade, if that makes sense. At times, you might even find that, and I feel for someone this has happened even more recently, but you might find that when you're speaking to someone It's difficult to follow the conversation. And again, you might be wondering, is there something wrong with me? Is there a reason I can't seem to process what this person is saying to me or the information that they're giving to me? Very often this occurs when there is that vibrational disconnect between what someone is saying and what they're actually feeling and thinking. Now, this can also occur when there is just such a disconnect or a difference between our vibration and that other person's vibration. So if you are on a really high vibrational frequency and you are trying to have a 3D conversation with someone who's on a very, very different frequency, it can literally be like speaking two different languages. It can be very difficult to even comprehend and process what they are saying to you, even when you're trying to pay attention, because the vibrations are so different. And we are going to find that this is increasingly the case. We've talked about the split in 3D versus 5D consciousness and how this is impacting our day-to-day 3D interactions with the people around us. And one major impact is going to be increasingly what is on the inside is going to show on the outside. Increasingly, when we are not aligned with someone vibrationally, we are not going to be able to force a 3D connection with them in the physical world, even if we are physically in very close proximity to one another. You could literally be living with someone, seeing them on a daily basis, and feeling completely disconnected from them just because of the vibrational variance between you and that person. And we are being asked to trust this process, to focus solely and exclusively on what you are emitting, on your own vibration, tending to yourself in a sense, and surrendering to that process of allowing what is aligned with you to find you and connect with you naturally. Whereas what isn't aligned with you will simply fade out of your reality. Now, that's not to say that a person or thing who isn't aligned with you won't necessarily re-enter your life when they connect with you on a different timeline. But it's all about surrender, allowing people their own journey, allowing people to exercise their own free will, to make their own choices, to align with their own consciously created reality while you create your magical little reality, so to speak. And that's actually bringing me to another phrase that's been coming out a lot recently as I've been meditating in the mornings. And this is the idea of creating your magical little reality and not needing other people to understand it. Now, I'm so fascinated to hear in the comments how this connects for you, for those of you who do connect with that, because I do feel that for many of you listening, you are already doing this in many senses. You are operating in certain ways in your life, or maybe you just have a certain level of happiness or creativity, or there's certain things that you've manifested or that you are manifesting that other people are astonished by or confused by or just don't understand. And a major message coming through is, again, it's this kind of, in a very cliche way, it's the idea of staying in your own lane when it comes to energy and manifestation, really allowing yourself to create your own magical little reality, so to speak, even if it breaks all of someone else's rules, to understand you're not bound by the limitations or rules someone has placed on themselves or that society has artificially tried to place on many people. In fact, the word rule breaker is coming out. I feel like you are defying so many of those artificially placed restrictions, which are really just limiting beliefs. You are living life by your own terms. You are defining your own standards and your own reality in life. And again, there are going to be many people who see this as magical and who might be astonished by it, but who also might see it as a fluke or not really be able to comprehend it, or who even might at times project their own insecurities or limitations onto you. And that is why we are being so called to really stay focused on our own lane when it comes to manifesting in our lives. So I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here, and just seeing what else wants to come through. So what else can I channel for the beautiful souls listening? Wow, okay, a breakthrough with the victory card. I feel this being something really powerful, manifesting into being. And this seems to be sitting on the third eye chakra. So however this manifestation comes into being, it's happening through a very intuitive process. And I am going to be channeling more on this because I'm really curious about this. I'm seeing the color blue for someone. I have the contract card in the upright position, which is interesting because this is such an opposing energy. This is about a karmic contract or something being rebalanced. It has a kind of heaviness to it. And somehow I feel as though this powerful, beautiful, intuitive manifestation directly confronts this karmic contract, directly breaks this karmic contract. So for example, if this is a new person in your life, either a platonic soulmate or someone romantically, then it's almost as though this sets up such a contrast to other people that you've been connecting with that you may have had a more karmic bond with. So I feel this sense of you beginning to connect with your people authentically, whether that's your soul tribe, platonic soulmates, romantic options, whoever this is for you. I feel I'm getting dolphins as a symbol. I feel as though this somehow directly threatens or confronts or creates a contrast to a karmic relationship or connection. So I feel that it becomes so obvious to you the difference when you're connecting with someone or a group of people that are energy givers, that are really connecting with you in that authentic space versus how you feel around energy drainers or people who are connecting with you from a lower vibrational place. For some of you, there might be a literal kind of confrontation here where because you're connecting with someone or something that is so aligned for you and feels so right to you, this might naturally break a karmic cycle or pattern. So for example, this might suddenly cause someone that you've been connecting with on a lower vibrational level to begin to fade out of your life, or maybe you suddenly feel a pull away from that person because you've now kind of tasted what it's like to connect with someone in a really deep, authentic, soul fueling kind of way. That's really what I'm getting here, is something about this soul family, about these authentic connections really fuel your soul. And it's almost as though there's just total apathy towards any karmic connections that may have been lingering in your life, or anyone that you may have been connecting with in a lower vibrational way, because there's just no desire to continue engaging with those connections. And I do see that for some of those karmics, the apathy could be very triggering. So when you begin to feel apathetic towards individuals who have been trying to engage with you in a really toxic or lower vibrational way, this actually might trigger some kind of a reaction of some sort. So what else can I channel about these triggered karmics from your life or from your past? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords in the upright position. So they might try to make changes very quickly, or to jump in very quickly to, in a sense, pull you back into their life. But this also could be just indicating your soul family coming in very fast, or maybe one specific person that you're connecting with platonically or romantically coming in very quickly. And right as I said that, we have the Ace of Wands. So that if this is one specific person that's coming in very quickly into your life, this is someone where there's such a powerful creative spark here. I'm getting the words mutual muse. So I feel as though you and this person deeply inspire one another. You feel energized after speaking or connecting with this person, but it also inspires you to be more creative, or to be more passionate, or to apply more aligned action to something that you are doing or creating. I'm seeing some kind of a fuel tank or a battery, and it's almost as though the two of you connecting with each other fuels the both of you. That's the beautiful thing about it. It actually seems to create and generate energy for the both of you that when you connect, you are then both able to apply that energy towards doing or creating or working or connecting. Can I get more information here? So this has a very new feeling because we have the aces here, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. But I also feel like there could be a really powerful financial new beginning for someone. And I'm hearing this is something you've been preparing for a long time, whether you've consciously realized that or not. I'm hearing ready for the job. So for someone, maybe you are manifesting a dream job or a very specific career or a promotion. For others of you, this could be something to do with your life purpose or your business. But what I'm getting here is there's been this process of preparation that's been happening energetically, emotionally, and spiritually to prepare you for the position that you are now being elevated into in a material, financial, or work sense here. So it's almost as though everything has been preparing you to be able to receive some kind of abundant opportunity that's about to come into your life here. Okay, so I also see some potential good news coming in. What is this good news coming in here? Interesting. We have the Three of Swords, the Five of Wands. So some kind of past heartbreak, a conflict or an argument, ultimately bringing balance with the Two of Pentacles. So this actually could be someone hearing good news about you coming into balance in your life, either internally, things beginning to balance out in a powerful way, or externally, maybe you are literally coming into some kind of connection or union with another person that is very balanced. And I see that this seems to, within you, bring some kind of past heartbreak to the surface for a final healing. It's almost like this balance heals you, whether it's a person that you're balancing with and coming into a union with, or whether it's you coming into balance within yourself. Your state of balance makes you strong enough to finally heal some very deep point of pain, a stuck blockage, or a heartbreak from your past that I almost see has just been sitting there in this dusty, cobwebbed corner of your heart for a long time. But I see that this might generate some kind of reaction from someone or some kind of conflict. So it could be that the person or situation you're healing from might feel a little bit triggered that you are healing this wound. We also have the Three of Pentacles. So this can be a card of collaboration. Maybe you are considering collaborating or coming together in kind of a team environment with either one person or a group of people. Can I get more information on this collaboration? Yeah, once again, the Hanged Man. It's almost like there's all of these exciting things, opportunities, connections happening in your life, but you're feeling apathy towards negative people or things from your past that may have tried to kind of cling on to your energy. I'm just hearing sweet apathy. It's almost as though it's like this sweet relief of finally feeling emotionally free from some person, thing, or situation from your past. And this could be multiple things, but this is happening because you've been energetically and spiritually preparing for this moment, because you've also been balancing out within yourself. And now it's like there's so much excitement over these breakthroughs and these manifestations that it allows you to really detach from things that may have not been serving you. So we are going to go deeper into this in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. In the extended reading, we will be channeling through further messages of guidance and information. So if you're feeling inspired to join our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon, I'll be leaving a link to that in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I'm going to close this YouTube reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. And the Rumi card here is Sacred Phoenix Heart. So I'm just going to read a message from the guidebook. So you are being guided to accept the closed doors, the death, the pain, and to let it become tinder for your fire. That sacred phoenix, ready to die into life within you, is hungry for the fire. Let it feast so it can fulfill its potential, its divine destiny, and become born again into new form, more divinely aligned and alive than ever before. You may feel as though you have been wandering in a desert for many years with no oasis in sight. You might have been through darkness, through trials, endured confusion and uncertainty as you sought for your truth, sought divine revelation, and sought your purpose to confirm your plans. Seek no more. The answers are now given, or very soon will be, and the life, the passion, the purpose, it will all come to you with clarity. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Again, if you do want to join me now in the extended Patreon reading, the link to do so is underneath the video in the pinned comment and description box. I also invite you to subscribe here on YouTube if you do resonate with my energy. And of course, you can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a beautiful remainder of your day and week, and I will connect with you here again in Friday's reading.